welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, welcome back. Today we are going to be making my beef and broccoli. We're going to use some extra virgin olive oil, some garlic, soy sauce, black pepper. I'm using these steam bags of broccoli because I couldn't find any good broccoli in the store that made me happy. We're going to use some light brown sugar. This is the choice of steak that I'm going to be using. Use any kind you want, your kitchen, your rules. We're going to use some sesame seed oil, sesame oil, some table blend Mrs. Dash garlic salt. We're going to need cornstarch. We're going to use some sesame seeds and ginger. Here is your shot of everything that we are going to be using to make this delicious dish. Let's get cooking, you guys. All right, this recipe is so quick, so simple, so delicious, packed with so much flavor. If you make it how I show you, you're going to be in love. I've already chopped up the ginger. All you really truly need is about a teaspoon of this fresh ginger, but I'm a little extra because I like the flavor. So I've got a little more in mind, but all you need is about a teaspoon, okay? So we're going to go in with some garlic. This is a sauce that we're making, and all you need is about 2 teaspoons of that, but I'm going to go in with a whole tablespoon for mine. Again, like I said, you do not have to do what I do, okay? Make it a little less, because all you need is 2 teaspoons of that, okay? Then we're going to go ahead and go in with some soy sauce. You need about 6 tablespoons of this. You can add a little less or a little more, but all you need is about 6. But I'm making a little extra because I like mine to have a little extra sauce. But totally up to you. All you need is 6 tablespoons. Then we're going to go in with the brown sugar. And you only need about 3 tablespoons of this as well. But again, I'm making it a little extra because I want mine to have extra sauce. Okay? So that's 3. And I'm going to go in with 5 in mine. Okay? But all you need is 3. Okay? Now I got to put my brown sugar back up. Don't want it to get hard. Pay too much money for that big bag. Okay, so then I'm going to go in with some cornstarch. And all you need is about a tablespoon and a half of this. I'm going to go in with 2 heaping spoonfuls because, again, like I said, I'm kind of doubling up my batch because I'm doing extra because I want a little extra sauce. And then you go in with the pepper. All you need is about 1/4 of a tablespoon. Going in with a little extra because, again, I'm making extra sauce. I know I'm sounding like a broken record at this point. And all you need is about 1/4 of a tablespoon of the garlic salt. And the same with the Mrs. Dash. Okay. And then we're going to put in, where did I put it? A sesame oil. And then you only need, I would say, about 2 tablespoons to make this, okay? You only need about 2. Remember, you can always add 2, but you can never take out. So, I've made this a few times. I know what I need. So, I'm going to whisk this together. And then our sauce is done. You hear me? The sauce is done. Absent hot water. You need 1/2 cup of hot water. It'll help dissolve everything for you. And then our sauce is done. And I put in a cup because, again, I'm doubling up my sauce a little bit. So all you need is 1/2 cup. So you need about a teaspoon of the ginger. You want to granulate it. If you don't have it, feel free to use this powdered like I've done. You've seen me use that before. Then you need 2 teaspoons of garlic. Then I'd say about 6 tablespoons of the soy sauce. 3 tablespoons of the brown sugar. Then you need about 1.5 tablespoons of cornstarch. And then about 1/4 of a teaspoon of the black pepper, the garlic salt, and the Mrs. Dash. And then you only need about 2 tablespoons of the sesame oil, okay? And then this has come together. And like I said, this meal is going to be done in no time at all. You blink, you're going to miss it all. And then our sauce is done. This is the sauce that we're going to pour over that beef. Let me get over to the skillet. I'll be right back. Next step, I've already had my skillet. While I was mixing that stuff up, I had my skillet already heating up. Remember, I've told you you'd rather have it waiting for you instead of you waiting on it. So all you need to put in here is about a tablespoon of oil, which was more than enough there. I want to show you how thin I cut my steak. Can you see that? See how thin that is? Cut it any way you want to, okay? That's how I cut mine. Move that all around a little bit. And then you want to put a thin layer in here. You want it to be thin layer because it just needs to really cook for a minute each side. 1 minute, that's all it needs. Because it's going to cook a little bit longer once we put it with the sauce and with the broccoli. Now the broccoli, because I've got the steam, the broccoli, I'm just going to go ahead and get it in there. Just separate it. The broccoli, you would saute it in a skillet. Put about another tablespoon of oil in it before you start the meat. Saute it for about 2 minutes and then take it off the heat. Now, if you like yours mushy, I like mine to have bite. You can cook it a little longer, okay? That's if you're using fresh broccoli, which I have done, and I love using fresh broccoli. It's just that sometimes it don't look so fresh, okay? So that's when I go to my go-to, which is the frozen. I prefer the frozen. If I have to use any kind of vegetable, I prefer frozen. Okay? And just get that in there. So we're going to cook this for about a minute on every side. And I got to wash my hands. I'll be right back. So I want to say, when making this dish, the thinner the pieces of steak it is, the quicker it's going to cook. You don't want to overcook your steak, okay? That's key. Do not overcook this steak. It doesn't need but a couple of minutes in the pan. That's all it needs. You see how cooked that piece is already getting? It only needs a couple of minutes. Otherwise, you'll overcook your steak. But I've got a pretty nice piece of Angus steak that I'm using. You can use skirt steak when making this. I just don't prefer to use skirt steak, but you use whatever you want. Your kitchen, your rules, your meal. All right? And like I said, this does not take long to cook. See how we're already turning brown? You don't want to overcook this meat. 2 minutes, really truly, is all it needs in this pan. Because like I said, it's going to cook some more. We're going to cook it some more when we add that sauce to it, okay? So I'm just going to go through turning these pieces over. Because like I said, it doesn't take long. And you don't want to get the steak 100% done. You want to get it to the 80% part. Because like I said, it's going to cook some more. Even after this, it's going to cook some more. So I'm just going through, turning them over. Regardless to whether they still got a little pink on them or not, it doesn't matter. Because like again, I said, we're going to cook these a little bit longer. But mine are pretty thin, so all I need is 2 minutes in these pans. In these pans. 2 minutes in the pan, okay? So I'm going to continue to keep turning this over. By the time I get through turning this over, we'll be ready to go to the next step. So I'll be right back, all right? Okay, as you can see, like I said, you still see a little pink in there, all right? I'm going to go ahead and reduce the heat. I'm going to pour in that sauce. Because like I said, we're going to continue to cook this a little bit longer. We're going to simmer it. But like I said, you don't want tough steak. That's why it doesn't matter if you've got just a little bit of pink in there. Okay? I'm going to give it a little zhuzh. All right? And then we're going to let this simmer for 2 minutes. And the rest of that steak that's got the little pink on it is going to be just fabulous. 2 minutes. Let this simmer on a lower heat. You don't want it real low. I'd say medium low. Let it kind of simmer. That sauce is going to thicken up. And at that time, if you want to add a little hot water, I might, depending on how much it simmers. So I'll be back in 2 minutes, and I'll show you exactly where we are. I'll be back. Also, I wanted to say, don't just let this sit. You see, it's thickening up, and it will stick to the bottom. So in that 2 minute time frame, you do definitely need to still come in here and stir that up, okay? Because it's only been a minute at this point, and it's starting to stick. So you might want to make sure that you stir, okay? You see how that beef is all done? You don't see any pink anymore? It's still cooking. We're going to give it another minute. I'll be back. Okay, you see how thick that sauce has gotten? This is why I said we're going to add about a half a cup of hot water into this, okay? About a half a cup. But I'm going to wait until I put that frozen broccoli in there because it'll have some water content to it as well. But I want you to see how thick that is? That cornstarch does its job. All right, let me get that broccoli. I'm going to pour it in here and I'll be right back. Now, at this point, I've only put in one bag. But if you want to add both bags, do. Because I am. I'm going to add both bags. I'm going to ask my daughter and see if she wants both bags in here. And then if she does, then I'll add the other one. And then at this point is where we're going to add that water. So give me just 1 second. I'll be back. All right. So she said no more broccoli. So I'm going to, at this point, add a little bit of water. Remember, you can add to, but you can't take out. So I'm just going to add a little bit. Mix it all up. I probably should have used a spoon, trying to be sorry and not dirty up another dish. Or should I say utensil. Okay, that's the thickness that I want mine to be. Can you see that? See how thick that juice is? A juice. That sauce? That's good enough for me. All right? Okay, I'm going to plate her up with a bed of rice. Show you what she looks like. I'll be right back. Yum, yum. I'm telling you, you better make some. Look at that. Beef and broccoli, sprinkled with a little sesame seed. Things made easy with Gigi. Please like, subscribe, and feel free to share. Look at that. She is looking delicious. Look at that. I sprinkled it with the sesame seeds. I didn't forget this time. I sure did not. And I've got brown rice underneath that. Yes, yes, yes. Everybody, be blessed. Stay safe. And know that you're going to see Gigi on the next one. Look at that. Take care, you guys. Bye-bye.